Hello and welcome to this crocheted purse tutorial of the Pentagon. In this tutorial we will use a pair of scissors, a tapestry needle. It has a large eye for the yarn. Our crochet hook is a size I, 5.50 millimeters. And these are the colors of yarn that we will be using. Here I have a purple Red Heart Super Saver, medium purple. This is Michael's Impeccable. The color is called Buttercream. This is a light green, and it is by Michael's Impeccable, and the color is Soft Fern. This is a yarn that will bring back memories for a lot of people. It was sold at Kmart. It's by Sael, and the color is light rose. Red Heart Super Saver in the color soft white. I recommend a fuller skein. This is Red Heart Super Saver in the color light blue, and this is a Red Heart Super Saver accent in the color Paradise. All the colors that I have shown, we will be using a minimum amount, but the white will be the dominant color for the front, the back, the straps, and the fringe. That's why I was recommending a full skein for the white. This tutorial will consist of two sides. This will be one side, and then I have a sample of what I am doing for the other side. Notice how the colors that we are using is just small amounts, so if you choose to use scrap from previous projects, I recommend that. But the pattern that I'm giving will be the same for the solid, or you can add colors, but I'm going to show you how to do it in the colors, so that way if you choose to make two with colors, then you'll already know how to do it. So as I said, we'll be making two of these. When I say to change color, you can keep right on going, and that way you'll have what you need for when we're complete. So let's begin our tutorial. We will be starting off with our yellow color, which will be the center. As I said before, if you choose to make it in just the one color, that's fine. We will be doing the exact same thing. So we're starting off with a magic circle, and we're going to chain two. Usually the first one I do, I try to make it tight onto the magic circle, and then I'll chain two. 1, 2. This magic circle is not going to include the chain 2. So the amount of stitches that I'm going to give to you will make it so that this chain 2 will not show up in our finished product. So we're going to start off with 10 half double crochets. Okay, so to make a half double crochet, place your finger on the loop, yarn over, the hook goes through the center, pull up a loop, yarn over through all 3 loops on the hook. Okay, I've made 2. Here's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. After we've made our 10, let's go ahead and pull our circle closed. Do not cut your tail. Now if you're staying with the one color, you want to skip the chain 2, and then the very top, that first chain right there goes with this half double crochet. That's where you want to pick up at. So what we're going to do here is we're going to pick up, and then we're going to change our color. In this case I'm going to pink. And of course I can't find the end of it. Here we go. So with a short tail, go ahead and loop it over your hook and pull it right through. With your scissors, you can go ahead and leave a short tail and cut the yellow yarn, and we are complete with the yellow yarn. That's why I said it would be good to use scraps when making this one. So now let's chain 2, 1, 2. In the making of this purse, you're going to find that some of the things I do are different than what you may be accustomed to. The reason why I'm doing that is because of the color changes and to help eliminate a lot of other things. So, oops, we need to chain 3. I'm sorry. So one more chain, because we're going to be making popcorns. So to make a popcorn, we're going to do 5 double crochets. In this case, this chain 3 will count as a double crochet. So we're going to go back where we had our last stitch and pick up. So you see how we picked up all 3 of the yellow? We want to pick those up, draw up a loop, go through 2, go through 2. We're going to do 3 more into that same hole that we just had. There's 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now draw up a loop. Now on the top of your chain 3, 1, 2, 3, you want to go through the center and then pick up the loop and then tighten the loop and go through that chain. Chain 1 closes the popcorn, chain 2. Okay, now let's go back here. Let's stop just for a second. You'll see how this loop here is quite large. We're going to go ahead and tighten that loop up. Okay. Excuse me. And then we're going to place the magic circle tail and that chain that we just tightened up. We'll place a square knot on that. Okay, and we can come back to that later. So that closes up that particular stitch. Alright, so we did this stitch here. Now we're going to skip 1, and in the next one we're going to place 5 double crochets. There's one, because we're going to be making another popcorn. There's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, pull up a loop, and this time you want to go back to the very first double crochet and that chain right there on the right hand side of that double crochet. Tighten your loop, pull it through, chain 1. That closes the popcorn. And my yarn is talking to me. Okay, so after you do that, you want to chain 2, and that'll give us the space we need to move to the next location. Moving on, in this space that we put the popcorn, we're going to skip the next one, and then that one after we're going to place 5 double crochets for our third popcorn. And there's 4 and there's 5. Okay, so pull up your loop, take your hook out, and go here to the first one and collect your loop again, tighten it up, chain 1, and then chain 2. This is what we have so far. The next one was skipping, and then into the next one 5 double crochets. Okay, you'll have this one and one more to do. Go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you there when you're finished. Alright, so here we have the 5 popcorns plus the chain 3 after we've completed the popcorn. So we want to take our hook and go into where we made the first chain. For those that are doing the solid color, just you're going to slip stitch. For us that are changing colors, we're going to draw up, place it on your hook, and pull it through. Alright, and then we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. And we can go ahead and cut the pink. And put it to one side. In the same space, we're going to add a double crochet, chain 1. In our chain 3, we're going to place 1 double crochet, our next double crochet will be a long double crochet. So yarn over, you'll see right here on the yellow, or at the row 1, we have an empty stitch here. We're going to go ahead and pick that up. You're going to carry it over past the chain and bring up a long loop here, and then go through 2 and go through 2. And then on that same chain 3, 1 more double crochet, chain 1. On our next popcorn, you're going to find that where we closed the popcorn, we're going to place a double crochet in there. There's one, add another one, chain one. In that same space, we're going to add two more. There's one, and there's two. Chain one. Okay, so what we've done so far was we came up with our chain, we did a double crochet in that one spot, we chained one here, double crochet onto the chain, a long double crochet that went down to row 1, double crochet, chain 1, and then right behind our popcorn, 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, chain 1. Okay, so what we're going to do is keep on going around. Don't forget to chain 1 after you do your corner. So we're going to add a half double crochet to the chain 3, and then right here where our open stitch is, we're going to do a long double crochet, a double crochet back onto the chain 3, chain 1. You'll find that the chain 1 is allowing space for our next row. We're going to be doing a lot of chain 1s in this. And behind our popcorn, we're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, all in that same space. Okay, and then we'll chain 1. So what we just did here, the double crochet onto the chain 3, the long one that went down into the stitch between the 2 popcorns, the double crochet back onto the chain 3, chain 1, and then the 2 double crochets, oops, I forgot, I only did 1, and 2 double crochets all in the same spot. So you should have 4 double crochets in that spot there, chain 1. Go ahead and continue on until you get to this corner here where you'll do 2 double crochets and then stop, and I'll show you how to finish this round. Now if your pink chain stitch got large like mine did, remember to pull it in, but we are going to still add those 2 double crochets that we need for this corner here. So go through that chain and then pick up where you need to, oops, it was supposed to be a double crochet. So there's 1 and there's 2. Okay, chain 1. Now normally you would go to the top of the chain. What I would like for you to do is go to the chain that goes to the top of this double crochet. So for the ones that are doing it in solid, you will just do a slip stitch. But for us that are changing colors, we're going to cut our yarn with a little tail. And we'll be pulling out our white and adding a little tail to that. We'll pull it through and chain 2. 1, 2. Now before we move on, for us that have the color, we want to tighten up these stitches that we started off with so that we have the balance. Like you can see, this one's been stretched out. So there we go. Tighten it up. And I'm going to put mine in a square knot. You can do that too. It will keep it from unraveling, and later we can weave them in. Alright, so now this is how we will stop and start each row with color. If you're doing it with the solid, you'll still be going the same direction, but you won't have to worry about trying to match the color up. So after we chain 2, we want to do a double crochet. You want to come back into this hole, just one double crochet and a chain 1. Now this chain 1 space right here, you're going to place 1 double crochet. This double crochet right here, see the opening? We're going to place 1 double crochet there. The one that went down long, we're going to do a front post double crochet. So yarn over, you take the hook, go under the whole post, drop a loop, go through 2, go through 2. Let me get out some more yarn. I will be right back. Sometimes I grab the wrong end of the skein, and that's what I did. Sorry about that. Okay, now after your front post double crochet, I want you to really look close at the next double crochet, because in the continuation of all of this, this is what is called the hidden stitch. Putting that front post in will actually make it look like there's no other stitching there. You have to be real careful. So always pull your stitching back, and you'll see that one chain stitch that goes with our next double crochet, and we're going to be placing a double crochet in that. Okay, then we have our chain 1, and that will get a double crochet as well. And we chain 1. We're at the end of this row. Here we have our 2 and our 2. So at the chain 1, we're going to place 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. And for a lot of you who probably are not understanding why I am calling this a corner, this is going to be a pentagon shape. In the traditional granny setting, you'll find that to build corners and to build up, you will usually have 2 inside of 2. And the 3 that are together is usually part of the granny stitch itself. So if we were going to do a square, we would have the corner, we'd have a chain 1 space here, the 3, the chain 1 space, and then the corner. But I don't want to confuse you with a lot of other stuff. This right here, when we do 2 together inside of another set of 2 together, will be considered part of our 5 corners that we will have for this particular project. So after we do the 2, chain 1 and the 2, you want to chain 1 again, and in that chain 1 space right here, skip over those 2 double crochets, you want to place a double crochet, and in the next stitch a double crochet, the long stitch, we'll get a front post double crochet. The next stitch, remember it could be hidden, gets a double crochet. The chain 1 gets a double crochet. Okay, so here we are at our corner, so chain 1, skip 2 double crochets, and in the chain 1 space, 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Alright, so I've shown you your repeat for the next 3 sides here. We got the 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, all in that chain 1 space. You're going to chain 1 after you do this corner. You're going to skip those 2 double crochets. You're going to place 1 double crochet in the chain 1 space, double crochet in the double crochet, front post double crochet in the elongated one, double crochet in the next double crochet in the chain 1 space, chain 1, 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet in the same space. Do that for these 3 sides, and when you get to where the 1, 2 of the 2 double crochets are here, go ahead and stop and I'll meet you there. Okay, so how did you do? I hope you did fine. Okay, we have our last 2 double crochets in the 1 space. 1, 2, chain 1. Okay, and here we have, we're going to go into the chain that goes to the post, and we're going to change our color. So
Do something that's very subtle.
I was watching TV, sorry. I watched The Nanny. I love that show. Okay, so we're going to go to our blue color now. We're going to pull up a loop. For those that have the solid color, just go ahead and do a slip stitch. And then chain 2. 1, 2. Okay? So in the same space that we slip stitched up, well, actually, wait a second. Okay, we are not going to do that. So double crochet into the chain 1 space, and chain 1. Now this is where we're going to be adding more front post double crochets. In our chain 1 space, we'll add 1 double crochet. In our next post, this will be a front post double crochet. Our next double crochet is just a regular double crochet. Our next one you can see is already a front post, so we're going to front post double crochet again. Our next stitch is a regular double crochet. And our next stitch will be a front post double crochet. And for the last one, in our chain 1 space, just a regular double crochet, and then chain 1. Okay, so let's recap that row. We did the chain 2 and the double crochet in the chain 1 space. That would be our half of our corner. Chain 1, double crochet, front post double crochet, double crochet, front post double crochet, double crochet, front post double crochet, and double crochet. So this row we will have 3 front post double crochets, and we will have 1, 2, 3, 4 just regular double crochets. Okay, and don't forget your chain 1 at the end. Then we're going to skip the 2 double crochets, and in the chain 1 space we're going to have 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Okay, so this starts that row there. So where we stopped at right here is the same thing we've done here. So go ahead and do that 1, 2, 3, 4 more times, and when you get to this corner here, I'll meet you there. This is the completion of this particular row. Now I wanted to show you what we can do so that we don't have to block it. Front post double crochets go around, and a lot of times when you put them on, we don't pull it back. So what I'd like for you to do is squeeze the bottom down here and squeeze the top and pull each one of these stitches so that it will stretch itself back out. You see how it still has the post look, but they're not as bunched up as this one is here. This will also help eliminate blocking and make it so that in the future of your project everything will lay flat. So go ahead and do that. Now every row, I might not remind you, but every row that you do front post double crochets, you need to pull these out. This will help eliminate having to do that blocking process and putting water and all kinds of other stuff and delay from you having to finish your project. Say like if you wanted to give it as a birthday gift or something. So you can see already how it's already laying flat. It doesn't look like it has any ripples or anything like that. So you can see how it already is starting to look like a pentagon. The yarn that we have here on the back, you want to take the green and the green and go ahead and place a square knot on that. Now if you want to, in the process of all this, you can go ahead and start weaving them in. I would recommend that you weave it through the center of these bottoms of the double crochets, and that'll make it so it'll lie flat. Let's go ahead and tie the white in, make sure everything's snug up. Okay, I'm just going to set them to one side. So the next color that we're going to do on this, after we do this, will be white again. So go ahead and get your white ready, and I will show you how to finish this row here. I have to laugh because I was pulling the outside and not the center. That's the reason why I had to stop. So I've already cut my blue with a tail. So after you do your 2 double crochets in the same space, chain 1, and then we're going to go over the top like we're going to pick up. If you're doing the solid, you go right through and make a slip stitch. So we're going to pick up our white and pull it through all of those stitches there. Okay, and then chain 2, 1 and 2, and then going back into that chain 1 space, we're going to do 1 double crochet. And chain 1. Now this row that we're going to be doing here is going to be considered an alternate row because the last row, you remember, we had one here and then we did a front post. Well, this one we're not going to do an extra front post. That will be in the next row. So this will be the alternate row where we'll actually have 2 double crochets next to each other and then the 3, and then the next row we'll have the 5 front post double crochets. So in our chain 1 space, make our double crochet. In our double crochet, a double crochet. Now here's our front post. We're going to do a front post around the front post. Double crochet in the next. Front post in the next. Double crochet in the next. Okay, here's our 3rd front post. We have 1 double crochet after that, and then we have our chain 1 space. So there will be 1 extra double crochet here. So at the beginning and the ending of this row you will have 2 regular double crochets, a front post double crochet, a double crochet, front post double crochet, front post double crochet. So there's 3 front post double crochets, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 regular double crochets, and then you've got your 2 corners. So at the end we'll chain 1, and in our corner 1, 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet. Remember, after you do your corner, don't forget you have to double crochet as well. I mean chain stitch, okay? And then you skip the 2 and start your next side. Okay? So go ahead and do what we just did here on another 4 sides, and I will meet you here where we will change to another color. Here's what it looks like moving along. Now don't forget, we need to pull each one of our posts out. There's 3 per row or per side. So be sure to do that, and I guarantee you, you will be happier in the long run. Okay, here I got all 3 there. So here we are at the top. I'm going to get the next color, which is Paradise. It's kind of a teal color. Okay, so after our 2 double crochets and chain 1 space, you want to chain 1, and now we're going to slip stitch into the top of the that one double crochet, and then we're going to pull in our new color, and then chain 2, 1 and 2, and then going back, I'm going to do a double crochet into that chain 1 space. Chain 1. So this row we will be adding another front post double crochet. So we're going to skip these 2 right here, and we're going to add 1 double crochet in the chain 1 space. Now right here where we have the 3 or the front posts going over 3 rows, you notice how we have 2 here, and our rest of our pattern shows 1 front post double crochet next to a regular double crochet. So that means that this one right here will go and be a front post double crochet. And then our next stitch will be just a regular double crochet. And here's our front posts again. So as you continue across on this row, it will be double crochet, front post double crochet, double crochet, front post double crochet. Okay, I've done our new double crochet and front post double crochets, and then 2 additional ones from the previous rows. Now here's my 3rd one from the previous row. Okay, double crochet. Now I'm at the last double crochet on my row here. Let me pull some more yarn out. So this last one you see right here just before our chain 1 is a front post double crochet, and then our chain 1 space gets a regular double crochet. Chain 1. Alright, so here we go. We have our corner right here. We added a double crochet in the chain 1 space. We made the next double crochet a front post double crochet, a regular double crochet, front post, regular, front post, regular, front post, regular. We made the last one a front post, and then we added a double crochet in the chain 1 space. So for this side, or I should say for this row on each side, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 front posts, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 regular double crochets. This does not include the count of our corners. So here we're going to skip 2 double crochets, and we're going to add our corner, which is 2 chain 1 and 2 double crochets. Chain 1. Okay, so continue that around. When you get here, we're going to change to white after we've completed this row. I'm getting excited, and I hope you are too. I love the colors. Okay, enough of my excitement. So we're going to close. We've chained 1. We're going to close at the top next to that double crochet, and we're going to add our white. Okay, and then chain 2, 1, 2, and then back into the chain 1 space, 1 double crochet. And then snug everybody up. For you continuing on, I'm sure you're probably ahead of me now. Let's go ahead and, for those that are using the color, go ahead and place a square knot in this. so it doesn't stretch and come undone on you. Okay. Oh, one more thing. This is for all of us. We need to stretch out our front posts. Okay, so just grab and pull. And you will find this does make it so much easier. Okay, so what we're going to do after this, we're going to be adding another double crochet, so we will not be adding more to our row, just another double crochet. Oh, I mean more front posts. Okay, so here we got our chain one. Oh, don't forget to chain one. So in our chain one, we got one double crochet. Now in our next one, you see we got a front post double crochet here, so we will not add another front post double crochet. So we got the 2 double crochets here. Okay, and then our next one is a front post. And I think you pretty much got this down pat, right? So you're probably already jumped ahead of me. Now, when we get to the end of this row, we're going to chain one and the corner ones, and then you're going to go all the way around, and then I will meet you at the end. So while I'm sitting here talking, you're probably already on side 3, huh? I hope you found this to be a very simple and enjoyable pattern. Okay, now don't forget at the end we got our chain 1 space and then chain 1 as well. Okay, so go ahead and go all the way around, and I'll meet you here again. Our next color will be purple. We'll have 2 more rows of this, and then we'll be able to start working on our sides. So here you can see we've gotten this far, looking good. Alright, we chain 1 at the end. We're going to go into the top there. For the solid, just do a slip stitch, and for the change of color, I'm going to pull 1 through. Chain 2. 1, 2. Okay, and then going back, we're going to, in the chain 1 space, 1 double crochet. Chain 1. And then in this chain 1 space, 1 double crochet. Now let's stop there. I know exactly what you want to do. We want to close up all of our stitches back here. So let's close up our white one. Place a square knot right here. Okay, and then as before, take each one of your front posts and stretch it out. Okay, go all the way around on that. Alright, now let's continue on. So for this row, you notice here's our front post right here, and we have 2. So this first one right here will be now a new front post. And then our next one is just our regular double crochet. Here we're going to start that repeat again, front post, and double crochet. Front post, and double crochet. I know I sound like a broken record. Another front post, double crochet. Okay, we have 2 more to do. I'm liking how the colors are coming out. This would be perfect for a scrap use of yarn. Maybe your kids or whoever you plan to make this little bag for, maybe they can come up with suggestions of colors that they would like. Okay, now our last double crochet from our previous round in white is now a front post. We have our chain 1, my yarn is wanting to tangle up on me even though I pull a bunch of it out like so. Anyway, I can fix that in a second. So now we're going to chain 1, and here we have our corner. Okay, now you know what to do in the corner, so let's go over what we have right here. Front post wise, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 front posts, and for regular double crochets we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so go ahead and do that on the other 4 sides. Make sure you have 2 sets of 2 double crochets in your corner, not 1 like I had, and chain 1. Okay, continue around and I'll meet you back here. When we're done, we're going to change to white, and that will be our last row. I'm glad I'm sitting down. I am so excited. This little pentagon is looking fantastic. So we have 1 more row to do. I hope the ones that are doing it in the solid color is having an easy time with it. We have our chain 1 right here. We're going to do our last color change, which is white. And this will be our last row of making the pentagon bigger. So we're going to chain 2, and we're going to place our first double crochet in that chain 1 space, and then chain 1. Okay, so here we got our chain 1. We're going to place our double crochet there, and we have our another chain 1 or another double crochet, and then our front post. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what to do next. I know you know what to do, so I'm going to encourage you to go all the way around, and when you get back here, do your chain 1 and slip stitch here and finish it off. And then I will show you how to add your fringe and sew up the sides and the strips, and we're almost done. Okay, so here is our pentagon. Okay, the last thing we need to do is make sure that we've pulled all of our front posts out. Okay, and then once you do all of that, you want to make sure that you have a second one. And when you have completed your second one, you want to count your stitches on both sides to make sure that you have enough. So go ahead and make your second one either with color or as a solid, whichever you choose. When you have completed both, we'll start up again, and we will go ahead and add, we'll sew down the sides, and we'll add our fringe. Okay, now I know you have both of them done, so let's get them together. So we're going to place the right sides on the outsides. That means the wrong sides are going to go together, which are these. So place the wrong sides together, and you're going to find your corner. Okay, line them up. Then we're going to take some white. You want to add a little tail to it, and we're going to place a slip knot on our hook. Okay, and since I am right-handed, I'm going to be showing the direction I'm going. Okay, so we're not going to pick up this chain. We're going to hit the first double crochet and the first double crochet on the other one. So you can see how we have the two together. And then we're just going to place a single crochet. In this case, our first one will be a standing single crochet. And then so we go down the next stitch and the next stitch, which would be the two double crochets, and just place a single crochet in there. Our chain one space, just go through the two openings, single crochet. Here's our first double crochet. I'm going to line it up, and there we go. Okay, so continue down till you get to right here, just this one side. When you get to here, stop, and I'm going to show you how to make the fringe. So after you've gotten down to the end, you want to place one single crochet in that chain one space, and then we're going to chain 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Continue until you have 30 chains. After you have 30 chains, you want to single crochet in that same stitch. And here you have a chain fringe. Single crochet into the next stitch and chain 30. Okay, and you will do this for this side and this side. So you will do it for the two sides. When you get to here, and you've completed your last chain and your single crochet, go ahead and go up and then stop here. We're going to leave this top part open. This will be the opening to our purse, and I will meet you here. I have gone around. I've placed my chain on it. I'm up here at the other end, and I'm going to go ahead and finish it off. Okay, let me show you. This is the opening. We will place some straps here, and here's our fringe. I thought this way would be nicer instead of having the fringe that you cut be a little bit different, and you can see how nice and even it is with the chains of 30 that we did. The last thing we're going to be doing is our straps. So we're going to be using white, unless you choose a different color. So let's get ready for that. Well, before we do the straps, I wanted to show you what it looks like on the other side. I really like this look. I hope you do too. It has such a nice picture to it. Okay, so here's the one side, and then here's the other side. Now let's go ahead and start our straps. I am ready to show you this new strap, and I think it's totally awesome. Now, I know when I told you to do it to buy a full skein, I did not have a full skein. This is what's left. So my plan is to show you what you need to do to start this strap, and you can make it as long as you like. Okay, but the first thing we need to do is we need to leave a really long tail. This tail will help us to sew it in to the side right here on our purse. Okay, so with our long tail, place a slip knot on your hook, chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the first chain will be where we place all our stitches, so the chain 3 will be counting as a double crochet, and from here on out. Okay, so yarn over and into that first chain, complete a double crochet. Okay, so we have the 2 here, and chain 1, and in the same chain place 2 double crochets. I had this plan to do something different, but when I was looking at the purse, I saw this, and I said, oh, we can build on that. Okay, so we have our corner. We have our 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Okay, now take it and turn it. Okay, do not chain. Now in the next double crochet over, we're going to slip stitch, and then into the chain 1 space we're going to slip stitch. Okay, so we have this so far. Okay, now chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now slide everybody over. Okay, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. I think bells and whistles are going off for you. You know exactly what I'm doing. We're going to build on top of this. Okay, so we have completed this row. We have the 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Now turn it again. So do not do anything with this first double crochet into the second one. Going to slip stitch, and into the chain 1 space we're going to slip stitch and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, can you see what the strap is doing already? And even when you stretch it, it still is going to maintain its shape. So I think this is going to be the perfect strap for this bag. Okay, so we got our 1 double crochet. Let's slide everybody over. We're going to place 2 more in the chain 1 space. 1, 2. There we have 3 sets done so far. Okay, turn your work. Skip the first one, the second one. Okay, so we're just doing repeats now. Chain 3, double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochets. This will be our strap. You can make it as long as you want. You can make it as short as you want. You can even make this bag a hanging bag inside your home, or you can put small belt loops to hang it off of your belt. It could be a bicycle bag. It can be anything you want. So here's our strap. Make this as long as you want. I think I have enough yarn here to make a pretty long one. So continue with that, and when I'm finished I'll show you what I have. And I'm going to tell you right now, thank you so much for watching and joining me in the making of this bag. I hope you enjoy it. I hope whoever you make it for enjoys it. Have a great day. Happy crocheting, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.